Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet the Starflake. For this project you won't need very much yarn. I have some random scrap balls of green, white, and red, and this, I have no idea what yarn this is, but it has a little bit of a sparkle running through it, as does the white and the green, so I thought it would be a perfect yarn to use, especially since it was in my scrap pile. They come out really cute and pretty hanging up on your tree or in your window or just on your tabletops. You can use any yarn that you want. This is an acrylic yarn, probably a light size 4 weight yarn, but again, if you use a larger weight yarn with a larger hook, you'll get a much larger motif. If you use a much smaller hook with embroidery floss or crochet thread, you'll get a much smaller Starflake. For the tutorial, like I said, I'm going to use some of this scrap yarn, which is 100% acrylic, probably a size 4, but it's not a super chunky size 4. And with that I am using a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. Round 1 to start, you want a slip knot on your hook. We're going to chain 6, and slip stitch to that very first chain to join, and that creates a little ring. You're going to put your hook right into that ring and slip stitch. Round 1, chain 4, and we're going to work a treble cluster. So we want to yarn over twice, put your hook into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull back through 2, yarn over, put your hook into that ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull back through 2. You should have 4 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4 on your hook, yarn over, pull back through everything. And that is cluster 1. We're going to chain 6, we're going to work another cluster, and this time we're going to work 1 extra, and I'll show you what I mean. Yarn over twice, put your hook into that center ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull back through 2, and I'm trying to work over this tail so it helps to weave it in, and sometimes you can pull it closed to close up that circle a little bit. Yarn over, put your hook through that ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull back through 2. At this point you have 4 loops on your hook. We're going to do this one more time, so yarn over, put your hook in that ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull back through 2. 5 loops now on your hook, yarn over, pull back through everything. And now we've created another cluster. That chain 4 counts as one of those long stitches, and so we only needed to do 2 more on that first one. After that we work 3, and that is part of our repeat. So the repeat is a chain 6 and then a 3 treble cluster into that ring. I'll work another one with you. Chain 6, and now we're going to work into the ring, yarn over twice, put your hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull back through 2, and sometimes this chain 6, or the chain, will sort of rotate around, so just make sure that it looks right on your hook. Yarn over, put your hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, back through 2. We have 4 loops on our hook, so we're going to do this one more time. Pull up a loop, yarn over, back through 2. 5 loops now. We can yarn over and pull back through everything. You want a total of 6 of these clusters. So we've done 3. I'm going to work 3 more, chaining 6 in between those clusters, and then I will show you how to close up the round. Once you have your 6 clusters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is our chain 4. We're going to close the round by chaining 6. And slip stitching right into the top of that chain 4. So if you count from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, just going to pop a slip knot right into the top of that. And that is round 1. Round 2, we're going to chain 6. And we're going to work a double crochet right into that same stitch that we just chained out of. So work a double crochet into that stitch. And here is the round repeat, chain 2. We're going to skip to this chain space here, and we're going to work 5 single crochets right into that space. Chain 2, and into the top of our little treble cluster we're going to work a V-stitch, so a double crochet, chain 3, double crochet all into that same stitch. Let's do another. Chain 2, working into that large space, 5 single crochets, chain 2, and right into the top of that cluster. So you can kind of see there's a little stitch right here. You work your V-stitch, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. And you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, and I will show you how to finish up round 2. I am just working my last 5 single crochets into the space. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more, chain 2, and you want to slip stitch to the 3rd chain of that initial chain 6. So just count up from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, pop a slip stitch, and you have round 2 finished. For round 3, we're immediately going to slip stitch right into that first space. So just put a slip stitch into that space, chain 6, and double crochet right back into that space. This is the round repeat, chain 4, you're going to find the 5 single crochets that you did in the previous round and single crochet into each of those 5 single crochets. Chain 4, find that V-stitch, so that space right there, and work a V-stitch right into that chain 3 space. So double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. You're going to repeat that all the way around. Chain 4, find your 5 double crochets, or find your 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes that first one is hard to see, so I like to count backwards to make sure that I know where my 5 single crochets are, and single crochet into each of those 5 single crochets. Chain 4, find your V-stitch right there, and work a V-stitch into it, so double crochet, chain 3, double crochet right back into that same space. And that's the repeat. Work this all the way around, and I will show you how to finish up round 3. So I just worked a single crochet into the last set of 5 single crochets. I'm going to go ahead and chain 4, find the 3rd stitch, or the 3rd chain of that initial chain 6, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch right into it. And that is round 3. Round 4, we're going to work a slip stitch right into that very first space, chain 6, and double crochet right back into that space. And here is the round repeat, chain 6, we're going to find our single crochets. We're going to skip the first single crochet. So let me find my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to skip that first one, and I'm going to work a single crochet into the next 3. So you basically are skipping each one on the end and just working the middle 3 of that set of 5. We're going to chain 6, going to find the chain 3 space, so that V-stitch, the next V-stitch, and we're going to work a V-stitch into it. So double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. And that is the repeat. So let's do that one more time. Chain 6, find your set of 5 single crochets, skip the first and the last and work in those middle 3. Work a single crochet into those middle 3 single crochets. And then find your next V-stitch, work a V-stitch, so double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, and repeat. So I'm going to work this all the way around, and I will show you how to finish off round 4. I'm back around at my last set of single crochets. I'm just going to work those middle 3 single crochets, chain 6, you're going to want to find that very first chain 6 that we did to start, and that is going to be way up here. Don't get confused with one of these other chains. It's that very first chain that kind of forms a V-stitch. So you want to work into the 3rd stitch of that chain 6. 1, 2, 3, and just slip stitch right into it. and you have a Starflake. If you want these as ornaments, you can certainly chain a little chain loop and slip stitch back into one of these spaces, and that will create a nice little chain loop so you can hang these up. You can also use ribbon or extra yarn and just tie a little loop in one of these top peaks here. I hope you enjoyed this Starflake tutorial. These are really quick and easy to work up, and it gives you a nice lacy snowflake, starflake look. Wonderful for this time of year, hanging up in windows, on your tree, even as little accents here and there on tables around the house. So again, thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time, happy crocheting. Bye!